Exile for some, liberation for others. Those two extremes contain a wide variety of feelings toward the forced phenomenon of working from home during the pandemic, which was not remote working as we intended it in a non-pandemic world, but first things first. What is remote working? At its most essential, remote working is simply work that can be done from any location, including home, why not, but not limited to it. One may desire to go around the globe while working remotely, in theory. A remote job is a job that doesn't require the worker to go to an office or a workplace. In contrast, a co-located work environment is one where people inhabit the same space. A traditional office or a plant is a co-located environment. If there's something we have learned from the pandemic, it is that remote working is completely different from office working. There are advantages, of course, like the possibility of working from anywhere in the world, of maintaining a more flexible schedule, zeroing commuting time and expenses, and achieving a better work-life balance. There are also some downsides. Elapsed working hours, unclear boundaries between the times and spaces dedicated to work and to personal life, reduced interpersonal relationship, and many others. But again, that was forced remote working. The future is a pretty wide variety of remote working. There is smart working or agile working or other names used to indicate different approaches to remote working, depending on the number of days spent working remotely, on whether or not the remote activities need to be planned in advance, and so on and so forth. No matter what kind of remote working you are doing or are going to do, as you already know, it will require a reliable, fast internet connection, appropriate equipment, and, most importantly, good processes to empower the employee and organizations to be effective without relying on physical proximity. And a profound shift in mindset. During the pandemic, many individuals, teams, and organizations tried to cope with the new approach by mimicking the co-located dynamics in a remote environment, which somehow worked during the emergency, but definitely cannot be used as a reference for the future. Many aspects in terms of processes and procedures need to be redesigned, and an attempt made to get the best of both worlds, co-located and remote, in the awareness that there are no safe models that work well for everybody. That is what this series is about, providing some insight on how an organization can safely move towards a more dispersed framework. As a team leader, I shall try to give you some tips on what kind of mistakes can be made and avoided, and what can be done to improve the quality of life and work for you and for your teammates.